What's up, Starcraft fans? Last time we played level 1 Stat Boy. Today, we will conclude the level 1 series with Arcturus, the Emperor of the Dominion. So, this commander is pretty good. He's really good once you hit level 15, but in level 1 you find that you pretty much have nothing to work with. So, level 2 is only when you unlock your fire weapons and your anti-air weapons. That's probably one of the more massive upgrades, especially for the 3rd prestige, since you're gonna rely more on your troopers. Level 3 is probably one of the bigger power spikes at this point, because you unlock the Earthsplitter Ordnance, which is probably what you'll use to really ramp up your EXP gathering, also your cheesing. Contaminated Strike, pretty good. It'll allow a powerful ability later on once you unlock that. Level 5 is when you first allow your troopers and royal guards to generate imperial support, and the blimp. This is when you want to siege up the blimp over your mineral line. So again, a quick note: sieging your blimps, your imperial witness over your allies' mineral line, regardless of level, will not yield any benefit. It'll make the workers move slightly faster, but unless your ally insists on having 2 workers for patch saturation, it actually will not have any benefits whatsoever. Anyway, so the benefit of sieging the Imperial Witness over your mineral line is primarily to generate mandate, the energy at Arcturus' top bar that you use to summon the abilities. The Engineering Upgrade Cache, this is probably the biggest power spike of Arcturus Next, because once you reach this level, regardless of even if you play novel difficulty normally, I would recommend you to start playing Brutal at level 6 and pick the maps either Oblivion Express, there's the Core Hall, Void Launch, those 3, and that's you can actually do really well on those 3 maps at level 6, because your Earth Splitters will gain plus 25 range and allow them to hit really far targets, as I've demonstrated before. Dogs of War will improve your Zerg cooldown, pretty good upgrade. Royal Guard upgrade cache, it's alright. If you like going the principal proletariat route, this is a pretty good upgrade. Black Hammer, the Thor, pretty good, it's alright. I mean, compared to the Earth Splitter range, all of these are alright. If you don't want to use that strategy, these are pretty good. If you want to go for the Royal Guard strategy, all of these upgrades are pretty good. But really, when it comes to leveling, it's all about Earth Splitters. Level 10 is when you get nukes, pretty good cooldown to have, especially when you want to really clear out an entire base, or deal with a particularly difficult attack wave. Though I'm pretty sure you don't need this to clear an attack wave. Using this in attack wave on a single attack wave is kind of overkill, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. This level 11 upgrade will allow your Contaminated Strike to set fear upon your enemies, make them run around in circles and forget their attack path, making them ignore your base and just kind of stand where they got feared. Pride of August Grad, pretty good unit. It'll allow you to there's an upgrade later on that will increase the range, but for now, Pride of August Grad, pretty good. It's a battlecruiser. Nice. This will, level 13 will increase your nuclear cooldown from 20 to 40, so basically it'll close to double your damage output on the nuclear annihilation. Advanced Royal Guard upgrade cache will, get more upgrades for your dudes, for your Royal Guard. Pretty good. All of these are pretty good. Level 15, this will allow your Royal Guard to get rank 3. Again, they're all good, but again, even if you're playing on normal difficulty, once you hit level 6, you can start playing Brutal and just spam those Earth Splitters at those predetermined spots that I showed you in previous videos, and just smash the objectives and get the EXP. That's about it. Anyway, this map we are going on Void Launch because we're level 1. So at level 1, Arcturus is kind of weak because he doesn't have better weapons. All he has is the blue gun. He doesn't have Earth Splitters. He doesn't have nukes, and he doesn't have level 3 on his Royal Guard. He doesn't even have dogs of war that are not Hydralisks and Zerglings, so you know, pretty pathetic overall. So anyway, Brian, oh wait, no, let's just thank Legendary Snare and Trent Tent who are supporting me in the Mobilization tier, and Darth and Shadow Archon who are supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. And thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. So, let's actually begin. Okay, so Brian, let's hear about the map. Brian?
Void Launch is the map where we have to shoot down Amon's shuttles. There are 7 waves of shuttles, which increase in size, number of prongs, and escorts. We cannot let more than 4 shuttles escape, otherwise we lose the game.
Alright, so how I like to play Arcturus at level 1 is kind of, well, kind of pathetic. You start without the extra bunker. You have to double build your bunker at 14 supply so that you will minimize your supply block time. I'm kind of doing a wall, a semi-wall up front. This will help me against the wave later on. So, of course, for those of you guys who don't know, a wall is when you put your buildings in a formation to block the approach of the enemies and to kind of protect each other from getting surrounded. So you will see later how the wall will function to my advantage. So, for now, I have 14, or rather 16 workers here. That's around 2.5 workers per patch, and that will come in later, or that will come in handy later on. So for now, I'm rallying troopers to shoot down these rocks, which will be pretty good later on, because I will be able to put my enlistment centers right over there. I just shoot down these rocks for now. Should be good. 23 supply. I think I set my labor here to build the enlistment center. So how Arcturus' forces work is that they are both built. They are both conscripts from the enlistment center. You can either summon them as laborers, which will harvest minerals and build structures, or troopers, which have these little gun things and do damage. They're really pathetic though. They have 45 health, and yeah, they have basic guns. So they're like Marines without stim. So you can see the wall coming in now. On pawn 25 supply, I called on this bunker here, and this called on bunker has 6 troopers inside it. And you can see I can convert the troopers to workers and back. So once they are workers, they're able to team build these structures to make them build faster. You can see I do the same. I team build. I convert all these soldiers into laborers, and I ask them all to team build this enlistment center to make it build faster. So these troopers, or rather these laborers, can also repair these bunkers while they're under attack. And you can see I have a mini wall formation here with this barracks and these 2 bunkers standing side by side, which will really help against enemies trying to do us around on my bunkers. So you can see these troopers or these laborers just repairing these bunkers while they're being attacked. Meanwhile, the whole time you can see I'm building up my economy, still making workers. I've started 2 refineries, which will be very useful later on. Yeah, I unload all these troopers and convert them to laborers so I can have faster income. Pretty standard. I start double engineering bay because I plan to use those engineering bays to upgrade my forces as soon as possible. So, as a general rule of thumb, you don't want to go double engineering bay or double upgrades. You don't want to go double evolution chamber, double engineering bay, and double forge, unless you're using a commander who really benefit from all those upgrades. And Arcturus is just not. Arcturus is just one of those commanders who can use the upgrades.
Our enemy seeks to destroy everything.
So this production tab is lying to you. I'm actually researching the drop pod upgrade for the troopers and the armor for the bunkers, so that my bunkers will be able to hold better. So I dropped down another bunker here. I unload the troopers and gave some of them weapons. Like 2 of these guys have good weapons, 2 of these guys have good weapons, and 1 of these guys has good weapons. So I just add more laborers here to kind of yeah. I have 4 laborers this time, kind of out repair the damage out of these roaches. And you can, so far I've only lost like a single laborer these attacks, which is pretty good. You want to retain your units as fast as possible, or rather, you want to retain your units as much as possible, so that you'll have more to fight aim on later on. And you can see I'm kind of rushing out the siege tanks because I saw the first wave. The first wave was roaches, so it's going to be ground zerg. So knowing what the enemy composition is allows me to pick the royal guard that I want. So to support my army, I'm going with siege tanks. So how Arcturus works in the early levels is that you actually have troopers which cost a lot of minerals. Troopers are very mineral heavy, so you want to supplement them with royal guard who are gas heavy. Also, I built an extra enlistment center. Or I haven't actually built it yet, but I will build an extra enlistment center. Help me recruit more laborers and troopers to fight for me. You can see siege tank has deployed over here, right behind these bunkers, so that once the enemy wave spawns, the siege tank will be able to intercept that. It's just really, creating a front line which is strong enough to withstand the enemies. I also built a missile turret here just in case this the shuttle decides to escape, and it does, of course, but it won't escape for long because yeah, this turret that I built prior to building the bunkers was here to kind of deflect the attacks. See, you can see 1-1 is well on its way. You only want to get double engineering base, you want to get double upgrades, and I do want double upgrades, so yeah. Starport is on the way, also enlistment center has been completed. That will allow me to call down 3 workers and troopers at the same time. Gotta shoot these guys. So this shock division, the siege tank, now has extra damage output, or extra star. And with its long range, I can shoot down this spine crawler without risking my troopers' lives. So that's very humane. I'm playing very humane so far. I've only lost like a few laborers who are repairing the bunkers. And I'd rather lose 40 minerals. So Arcturus' laborers and troopers cost only 40 minerals. I'd rather lose 40 minerals of those than 100 minerals of the bunker. It's just more cost. It's just more economical. And once the bunker dies, all the troopers inside will be exposed, and yeah, they'll more likely die. So you can see the shuttles on the. If you can see the mini map, the shuttles have their paths revealed on the map, and they will try to escape toward this exit. So what I did is I dropped troopers here, 6 of them, and I started building 2 turrets and a bunker, which will actually be enough to fend off these shuttles and shoot them down. You can see 2 siege tanks, dropped another bunker, called down more troopers, lost a few troopers there, which is again fine as long as I don't lose the bunkers. And that front line has held with ease. Start another turret over here. You can see I have this bunker now with like four troopers with weapons, and siege these guys here, these siege tanks. Put them a little closer. 11-minute attack wave will spawn at this side. I've started building 3 bunkers, kind of hold the line against the attack wave. I convert a few of these troopers into laborers for repairs. Again, siege tanks in position to intercept the attack force. Pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that ground force is being destroyed, demolished by my siege tanks. Got some returns here. I bait these aberrations and these units to my siege tanks. You can see +2 armor started. Yeah. So again, guys, if you're gonna go for double engineering bay, you need to have double upgrades going on. Otherwise, the second engineering bay is kind of a waste. So next order of business, I will try to well, the second shuttle head toward this exit, so the third one will head toward the other side. So that's how the first 3 shuttles go. First shuttle goes toward the center, second shuttle on one of the sides, third shuttle toward the other side of the second shuttle. You can see I'm starting to build extra defenses here to beef up my anti shuttle. See, I'm adding these defenses over here to intercept those shuttles before they head to the exit.
A wave of shuttles is making its way to an active warp conduit.
Put down a bunker down here. Try to fend off these attack waves. So on void launch, the attack waves come on two fronts. This right side and this left side. All the attack waves come from there. So as long as I'm able to camp these spots, I should be in an okay position. Or rather, at least an advantageous position to defend. Instead of having to scramble forces all over. See, I'm speaking of scrambling, adding more of these bunkers, and team building them so that they complete faster. Or at least team build one of them, because I misclicked. Okay, once these bunkers are done, I put these guys inside. For repairs, you can see these troopers are intercepting these shuttles. Turrets are doing a pretty decent job. They're being repaired, and not sure if I'm able to intercept this. 14-minute attack rate arrives in this spot, but I have a siege tank in place and bunkers to kind of hold this spot and make sure that the lane is pretty well defended. You have this one shuttle trying to escape, so I saw that on the minimap. Again, watch the minimap so you can intercept with these laborers or with these troopers in the back. See, there's a singular hybrid here that kind of made its way past my stuff, so I have to move my dudes past. I shoot them down these infestors, make them not a thing. So the thing with the troopers is when you equip them with guns, with special guns, they will actually drop said guns when they die. And even when the weapons are dropped, they can be picked up by the next guy. So the guns that you buy for the troopers actually have more value than the troopers themselves, because you can actually pick them up and have them be permanently useful in all the fights, all the succeeding fights. Okay. I made a single medevac which will probably get shut down, but not today, or not in this fight. It has 1 health, which is enough. 1 health is enough. So you can see the 4th set will have 2 shuttles incoming, but I already have stuff defending, or at least have stuff on the way to defend. I build more defenses here. Yeah, deflect that attack wave. See, these bunkers are drawing aggro from forces. I have two star siege tanks here, and I am on the way to intercept. You see another attack wave is heading this way, and I have these 2 siege tanks in position to intercept that force, but they're pretty overwhelming. So I chose instead to vacate the siege tanks. Siege tanks are my most valuable force. I kind of got them out of there, while the troopers valiantly fight to stall them, so I can set up a better front. This bunker is still being useful up to this point. The bunker that I built there in the first part was still being useful, still providing value. These troopers kind of rallying here. Quality A move. I mean, I can pick those guns up later, but front has been established with this bunker, and 5 siege tanks this time, which will make quick work of these dudes. Okay, there's a lurker bird here, so I want to take that out using the siege tanks so that my troopers wouldn't completely just walk to the meat grinder. 3-3, by the way, is almost done for me, so that's pretty nice. So again, the next attack wave is at 19 minutes, so I want to camp the spot, build bunkers. Yeah, I'm massing siege tanks, by the way, this game, because the enemy is ground zeroed. I think I mentioned that earlier, but just want to reiterate. I don't just always mass siege tanks, but against a ground force in particular, siege tanks are the superior choice. See, I have these bunkers in place to intercept. Meanwhile, I have these guys walking over here. There's some shuttles. Okay, so now I have 5 bunkers, which should be enough to hold on against these dudes. But they did get. I actually have like 7 siege tanks. And now once that attack is cleared, aside from the lurkers, I'll probably like salvage these bunkers to get back the value. Of course, salvage means I just destroy those bunkers and refund the resources. But not before unloading the troopers to shoot down the shuttles. Yeah, so I'm now salvaging these bunkers to force these lurkers to unburrow and get annihilated by my siege tanks. Made them not a thing. Siege up the dudes there and rebuild the bunkers. And just rebuild the bunkers. Why not? Again, team build them so that they finish faster. I'm by the way at 147 supply. 200. Pretty good. So this third bonus, I probably would not. I probably would not be successful in defending it because it's going to go through a whole base of stuff, and it's just not something I have. I would rather risk right now. So yeah, the first two bonuses I can realistically get because at level 1, I can handle these two spots. They're lighter defenses, but these ones are heavier defenses. So I'd rather not risk losing everything, just defend it. So I'm prioritizing the main objective over the bonus objectives, which all of you should. Honestly, it's better to prioritize the main objective. Always. Built a few of these guys here, a single bunker and 2 turrets, mostly because the attack wave that will attack and destroy this bonus. Once it finishes with the bonus, will come toward my expansion, just come south here. I'd rather have these guys in place to shoot it down. So attack wave has arrived, but I still have 8 siege tanks, which will make short work of that force and allow me to focus on the rest of the shuttles using my troopers inside. See, yeah, I have a bunker here with 3 Marines and 2 laborers repairing them, well 1 laborer repairing them, and I called an extra bunker to help make sure that my bunkers survive. Correct the numbers, guys. If you can't hold on 1 bunker, a second bunker will kind of exponentially increase their chance to survive. Not exponentially, like greatly increase. It's not linear. It's not quite exponential either, but it's somewhere in between. So it's better than linear, but not quite exponential. Okay, so last wave. I've been on record before saying that Void Launch is basically a 1-wave map, and that's the last wave. That's the only actual difficult wave of Void Launch. So I want to make sure that I'm close to maxing out to give myself the best chance possible of intercepting. So my plan here is I can let 4 shuttles escape. I have not let any shuttles escape so far, and as Brian mentioned before, I can let 4 of them escape, but not a 5th. So I'm trying to build a little station here, intercept with these prongs, intercept the central prong with these, and then once I've finished 2 prongs, all I have to do is shoot down 1 shuttle of the remaining 2, and I still have bunkers here in position to kind of intercept a shuttle before it escapes. So siege tanks and bunkers provide the meat grinder here for enemy forces. They are taking care of all these dudes. These bunkers have almost completely finished off that prong, so now I try to take care of the other one. Just kind of set a step. Make sure that I'm focusing. I'm just right-clicking the shuttle at this point. Look, the corruptors, the hybrids are not taking damage. It's just the shuttles. And this side, I'll also focus on these shuttles. I'm kind of just chasing at this point. I'm kind of just chasing the shuttles, trying to make sure as few get away as possible. This prong's been taken care of. I have 2 more shuttles to get rid of. Actually 3. No, actually 2. Yeah. And with that, no shuttles have escaped. 0. All of them have been taken care of. And thanks to my front line of bunkers and siege tanks, the enemy forces were not quite enough to break through my lines, and that allowed my troopers to kind of chase down the shuttles. So the lesson for today, I guess, is to camp the locations where the enemy spawn with siege tanks and bunkers, and they will not get through, which will allow the rest of your dudes to kind of chase and shoot down the shuttles. And I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching this series, which admittedly was one of the more challenging series to make. Like, it's underrated because you don't see how difficult it actually is to play as level 1 commanders, but it is pretty difficult to solo these as level 1. And if you have an idea for what else I could do, please leave a comment. Next week will be a new series, probably a shorter one, but I'll try to make it, worthwhile. I'll see you guys next time.